Hello and welcome to a special live interview with Echoberyl's Cecilia. And I'm going to try to say this name, but going to get it wrong. So apologies for those of you who are French in the chat. Dassonneville. I tried.
Perfect.
Uh, and we are going to chat for a while and then get into a listening party for the new Echoberyl record, which just came out a few months ago, called Mother Solitude and Other Dark Tales. All right, so Echoberyl is, if you're unfamiliar, an electronic darkwave duo from Paris formed at the end of 2018 by Cecilia Dassonneville for voice, stories, and videos, and Adriano, I had no briefing on this one, but Iacoangeli for programming and
Perfect.
guitars, with the collaboration of Ari for lyrics. Their music is influenced by some classics like New Order and Depeche Mode, but also by soundtracks like You in the Night by M83 and the atmosphere of David Lynch's movies, the light voice of French 60s singer France Gall, and the delicate voice of Cecilia mixes with Adriano's mesmerizing composition, combining strength and fragility. Their music is a cry of pain and a hope of appeasement. Over the past year, Echoberyl has carved out a personal space in the dark scene, thanks to tracks with a distinctive personality, powerful sound, and melancholy melodies. Songs full of fascinating, scary, sensual, multifaceted female characters to reflect on the present and on our destiny. They've released a few albums. Their first album, Apparition, came out in 2019 and was released on Swiss Dark Nights. And after that, the next year, The Awakening of a Mutant Girl was released on Cold Transmission Music, releasing a few singles and videos for that as well. And the third album was released just this October 29th, called Mother Solitude and Other Dark Tales. And that is the album we'll be focusing on today and listening to a little bit later. And that was released through their own label, Mother Solitude Records. And we are going to talk about the stories behind this music. And I hope that you're as excited as I am. If you enjoy the show today, feel free to hit the follow button for more of these interviews coming on Wednesdays. I'll be interviewing a lot of the guests that I have on my weekly Strict Tempo series and also other guests as well. But a lot of cool, dark electronic music will come your way on this channel during this time, and also for my American guests later in the day, too. So different times Wednesdays, but live interviews and listening parties now. Yay. So I'm super excited to have our guest here with us today. And we are going to get started here with a little bit of chat. Feel free to chime in the Twitch chat if you have any questions for Cecilia or me, I guess. I'm also here. But about Echoberyl, right? Yeah, feel free to chime in the chat. All right, so let's get this party started. So, Cecilia, do you want to tell me how would you describe your own music?
Oh, I would say it's strange. It's cinematic. It's a kind of intimate. Um, and we try to do something poetic. And we love to mix genres and artistic domains.
Can you name just like a few words to describe the sound of Echoberyl for us?
Okay, so I would say dark. I would say death, strange, cinematic, and uh, poetic.
So, do you want to tell us? Is this your first musical project, or have you had previous bands or solo projects?
No, no, this is my first.
Okay, so this band formed in 2018. It seems like you have
Yeah.
kind of an interesting story to tell. Do you want to talk about a little bit how the band formed? There was something to do with a music ad and a bike accident.
Yeah, actually, Adriano published an announce. He was seeking a singer, and I answered like 3 months later. So I thought it was too late, and then we met. We made a test, and I don't know why we lost each other, and then just by chance we met, sorry, and we began to work together.
So you basically answered an ad for like a vocalist.
Yeah, as a vocalist, and at the beginning, almost all the songs were ready to sing for the first album, and for the second and the third, I was more committed, and I was way more creative in the process. So yeah, and yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting backstory. So how did there was a bike accident? Uh, what happens with that?
Actually, Adriano kind of lost memory, and he had some like psychological problems at this time, and then yeah, he remembered me, and so we worked together from this moment.
Well, I'm glad that he remembered you. Well, that sounds terrible. I used to ride my bike around Seattle a lot, and it definitely can be very dangerous. uh,
Yeah,
but
in
I'm
Paris
glad that
too.
there was a
Yes.
recovery and Echoberyl was formed. All right. So, do you
Yeah.
want to talk a little bit about your own musical influences and perhaps some of your other art influences?
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I really loved Depeche Mode and like Indochine. It's a French band, and I really love melancholic music. And with Adriano, we love cinema, and we really love to mix dark wave with movies. That's why we chose to make a B movie without image for the second album. Um, yeah, and yeah, I love to like for the third album. We decided to mix legends and myth with darkwave. And yeah, I think darkwave can fit a lot of things, in my opinion, and we can create something interesting with darkwave.
Yeah, I definitely say that your music ranges like a lot in different sort of subgenres of, related to darkwave. When I was describing it, I mean, bands rarely fit into like a very clean like genre description, right? Normally you're pulling from a few different places. But I think all of those influences are very like listenable as well in your music. Like you can hear like a very classic cold wave sound, and that's what I think immediately drew me to your music because I'm a big fan of a lot of like the '80s French cold wave. Martin Dupont, um, and that a big scene, right? Cast Product. Uh, I can't think of any other bands right now, but lots of them. Uh, so I always really appreciate when that sound can be done like in a new, fresh way. And I mean, it's not just like a replication of like the '80s wave sound. There's a lot of
Hmm.
new modern elements to it, and the production, obviously modern as well. Does Adriano, he does all the synth work then?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does all the music.
Right. Okay, cool. um, So let's get to our next question here, which is what are your current favorite bands?
Oh, um, I have I don't have a favorite band, but I can say that in the dark wave scene, I'm a fan of Hante, which is the project of Hélène de Toury. She's amazing. She's very talented, and she's a kind person. And I really love her work. I can say that I love the music of Gloria de Oliveira. I really love that girl, and that's why I asked her to sing in our songs of the third album. Yeah, recently I kind of discover fragrance, um, and yeah, he's amazing as well. I really love his music.
I'm definitely a big fan of Fragrance. I actually just played one of his tracks in my set
Yeah.
like last weekend here. um,
Mm.
but yeah, those are great picks. There's a lot of really excellent stuff happening in your area in darkwave, definitely. Um, so, what are you listening to the most right now? And it can be
Oh,
like stuff that's not necessarily music as well. Like, I don't know, maybe
yeah,
you're really into
I
like field recordings or something.
these days I was listening a playlist in Spotify with all these soundtracks of horror Italian movies and giallos. I don't know if it's the right word. You know, the movies from the 70s and 60s, um, with like Goblin, Ennio Morricone, and a lot of words of names I don't remember. But yeah, I was listening these past days because I think it's very inspiring. And when I listen to this kind of music, I have a lot of image images in my head, uh, and yeah, that's what I was listening to.
So, do you want to talk about your two first releases, Apparition and The Awakening of a Mutant Girl, a little bit, since we're focusing mostly on your newest record? Um, the
Yeah,
Awakening of the Mutant Girl, especially, it seems like it has sort of like a concept album to it. And
yeah,
it was really
totally,
fascinating
totally.
to me because I love sci fi B movies. So I was like,
Ah.
please tell me more.
Yeah, we wanted to make something very special, and actually, Adriano sent me demos, and when I listened to his music, I imagined this story of a girl discovering that she's a mutant, and that the aliens are coming for her to so she can leave the earth. And for me it was uh, I love to do metaphors, and for me it was a kind of metaphors of growing up, you know, uh, being a young girl and slowly becoming a teenager and then a woman. And because when I was a teenager, it was like I was mutating, and I wanted to make this metaphor with feminine point of view. So yeah, and I think that sci-fi can be really poetic. So yeah, we made a song about the mutant girl. She's listening to the music of the stars. I don't know if it's the right expression. In French, it's the la musique des sphères, the music of the spheres. Um, and
Sounds pretty in
and
French.
she Oh, okay. And yeah, she since she's a mutant girl, she can hear the music of the sphere, and then she sings with the stars. So it was something poetic I wanted to make, to sing. It's the only French song of the second album. It's called uh, Les Étoiles, the stars. And yeah, so what can I say more about this release? And we made something very special for the CD. We made the booklet is actually a roman photo, a photo roman. Maybe I can show you. I've got one. here. So this is the CD.
So I only
And
know that
we made
expression from the song.
what?
Do you know the song that I'm talking about? It's like a big cold wave track. I can't remember the artist right now. That's the only reason I know that expression. Just like call it
Tell me.
no something photo.
Ah, roman photo, photo roman. It's like this
Oh,
with a
okay.
story with photos we made for the booklet. I wrote it and we made it together. Uh, Adriano is super talented because he can do a lot of things, and he made the graphics for all of this. Yeah.
So that's the booklet that comes along with the CD for your release.
What?
So that is basically the booklet that comes along with the
Yeah,
CD for
this
your
is the
release.
booklet of the second album.
Oh, okay, cool. You just gave it a special name that I've only heard in like a French cold wave song.
Oh no, it's a genre, the photo roman. You know, it's like a comic but with photos, and it was very popular in the 70s and 80s. You know, even before, even before.
Well, I'm learning something today. Thanks.
It's very kitsch. It's very kitsch, but I love kitsch. So
I'm surprised that I didn't know before. Yes, Dr. Troy, I'm talking about Ruth. Roman photo. There's a song. Anyway, all right.
yeah. Yeah, I've got French accent. Too much.
Not too much. It's great. We love it. All right. So, did you want to talk about the making of your first record at all, or is that kind of like it's a while ago at this
Yeah,
point?
actually, as I said, almost all the songs were already written, so I wasn't in the process of creation. I just try to appropriate myself. No, I just tried to fit the songs and to interpret these. So I did my best, and we just made, I think, 2 songs together. It's I don't remember. It was Apparition.
Okay, so how would you describe the changes in your sound from that album to now?
Well, I would say the first one was more post-punk, and then we slowly became more electronic and more cinematic.
Yeah, I can definitely hear the evolution towards the electronic
Yeah,
embrace, and I think you can hear that
yeah. Mm. And
also with.
we oh, sorry.
Sorry,
We
Adrian.
try
Oh,
to we try to create
go ahead.
we try to create our own style, even if we are inspired by so many artists, but we try to create something. So your turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say just with Adriano's influence with the electronic end and the music making end of things, and it seems like he might be going in more of like a dance direction as well.
Yeah.
With the new like side project Fluid Ghost, that's very like dance floor
Mm-hmm.
oriented.
Yeah.
So do you
Yeah.
find yourself kind of being driven more towards that way, little bit
Yeah.
less way from like more like dark wave post punk, more into like maybe cold wave EBM?
Um, well, I can't define exactly because no, I don't want to categorize, but yeah,
Nothing
I
has to
guess
fit cleanly in those things. I'm just saying
yeah,
like a
yeah,
general sound,
yeah. But yeah, of course, it's more danceable. We try to make danceable songs, but I um, but I like also the soft songs, like Blue Ophelia in the third. I think it's one of my favorite songs, and it's the softer. So I like this work as well.
Yeah, I think there's a really great balance of the more driving tracks that you might hear on a dance floor and then sort of like softer reflective tracks on the album. I was a little bit surprised by it actually because I hadn't listened to a ton of your previous works before, and so I wasn't really familiar with like that dark wave post punk beginning. Um, I just heard like the singles from this most recent record, which are like kind of more dance floor oriented, you know. So it was
Mhm.
interesting to just to get to hear all those sides of things in this album.
Mhm.
So you know you're taking from uh, a lot of different influences. So do you want to talk about a little bit about the concept? We'll just start talking about Mother Solitude now. Behind the album, it seems like there's sort of a special, like not quite a concept album necessarily, but maybe a little bit with the role of all of these powerful female protagonists. You mentioned that there's an emphasis on strong, touching, terrifying, sensual, dangerous female protagonists. Uh, I love it. And these protagonists, I believe, are Madea, Salome. I think that's how it's pronounced. Dame en Rouge, Ophelia. So I kind of looked up some of these figures that I didn't know, uh, and they all have special stories. Do you just want to talk a little bit about the role of these protagonists and about the whole concept behind Mother Solitude and other dark tales?
Yeah, I wanted to make dark tales. I want We want to make stories, to tell stories through songs, since we love cinema and stuff. And I I see this third album as more intimate, and it's a kind of journey inside something hidden inside us. And yeah, I see this like um, um, how can I say this? These protagonists are pendant of ourselves, but fictional pendants, and it's a kind. They are our hosts, leading us to the darkness of our souls.
Sorry,
And
did you say hosts?
hosts, yes, like I don't know if it's the right word. Uh, they invite us
I
to
get it.
visit ourselves. Okay, okay. Yeah. This album is very, very intimate in this way because it's facing our fears, the monsters inside us. It's facing our death because um, I can have panic attacks about death. It's very frightening for me, and you can see that each song is dealing with death in a way or another. And I think it's a kind of relief to make something creative with my fears. And yes, that's why it's very intimate, but through fictional characters, of course.
That's great. So, are you able to talk about a little bit about each of these characters and like what they mean to the record or you?
Yeah, I can tell that, yeah, about Salome. Actually, Salome, I saw a show a few years ago in the Festival of Avignon, which is, I think, the biggest festival, the biggest drama theater, the theater festival in Europe, maybe in the world, I don't know. So I was in a little show as an actress. And in my theater, there were this company playing Salome, and the show was very, very good. It was magnificent, and I became obsessed with this show and with the lead actress, who is called Denise Moreno. And I saw it twice in the festival and then a third time in London, because it was so beautiful. I think it's the most beautiful show I have ever seen. And when we were in the process of creation of the third album, I was thinking about this character, and I think it's very intriguing. And Salome is magnetic, and she's very interesting. And I just wanted to make a song with her. And for the other characters, yes, I can tell a lot.
We can also get more into that for each song, since we're going to talk about every song individually too. We don't have to go into all the detail now. But yeah, I just wanted to know if there was like a general, thought to using all the different characters. But yeah, we can go into depth for each one if you want.
Yeah.
A little later. So you were an actress as well.
Yeah.
Do you work at the theater?
Yeah, I've got a company. I have a little career as an actress. Now I'm in a kind of transition, because I want to do other things. I want to dig into the video side of myself, because I really enjoy making music videos. And before I thought I wasn't able to do this, but because of lack of confidence, I guess. And now I really want to improve myself and to continue in this path.
Yeah, your videos look amazing. So I'm not surprised to hear that at all. So do you basically make the whole video? Like, you produce it, you do all the editing? Like, do you want to talk a bit about the process? This is one of my other questions, but just how the videos are made and what goes into them.
Well, Adriano and I do absolutely everything. Almost all the music video had been shot at my mom's in the countryside. And we produce and we edit and we direct. Sometimes we direct together and Adriano edits the video. Sometimes it's me who edit the video. So we really do everything together. Except for Broken Pieces, which was made by Fabio Lovino, who is a very, very great photographer in Italy. It's the only music video that was made by someone else.
Well, all the videos look very professional. How long have you been making videos? This has been like your first foray into it?
The first one I think was Rectangle, and Rectangle was it will be 3 years in February, next February. So almost 3 years.
So do you envision like making music videos for other people too, or just making films? Like, how far does this video editing or video making go for you?
I try to learn how to write screenplays. I'm just in the beginning. I'm a novice. I use to write a little plays for my pupils, because I've got drama. I give drama courses to some groups of kids and teenagers, and every year I write the little plays they do. And now I would like to make a short movie with Adriano's music. Maybe something experimental. For now, it's very vague, but I'm thinking about something.
Okay, well, I'm excited to see what comes of these video ambitions. I've actually personally really gotten into videos as well. Maybe you all see that. But I didn't know anything about music videos or like a video editing or anything. I don't make music videos properly. Like, I guess if you count a live stream video as a music video, kind of similar, but just a really long music video, I guess. Uh, not the same thing, but yeah, it's been amazing just learning a skill that I would have never like really sought out by myself and just kind of been being forced into doing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but
Mm-hmm.
I realized that it's actually really fun and I enjoy it. So it's cool when you
Mm-hmm.
just find like a new passion, you know, and just start pursuing it. So I
Yeah.
hope that you're able to do more with the video stuff. All right. What else do we have here? What was your favorite video to make?
Oh, uh, oh, I don't know. I think apparition was the more difficult to shoot and very stressful. So, but I was um, a friend of mine played in this music video, so I was very happy about it. But I don't know which one was my favorite. Actually, I don't know.
Do you have any ones in the works now, or do you have future singles you're going to release and make videos for?
Yeah, we want to shoot the music video for Au bout de ses forces, one of the song of the third album. So it's in French, French lyrics. And I have met a girl, and I really love her style. And I asked her to be the uh, my character in this music video. So we will try to shoot this, I think, during January.
So are there more singles coming from the album then? It seems like there's been like a very like slow release of singles. Like I feel like this album was hyped for like an entire year. I mean, I'm not sure when Salome Suffer Me, the video for that came out, but I feel like I was surprised that it was just coming out like on a full album like a couple months ago because I'd heard it for such a long time already. And I mean, I'm
Mm.
not complaining. Like the hype was just like there, you know, like I was like, wow, this album is released and we're all just like hyped for it because it's been several months since the first single was released. But anyway, I don't know if you have more plans to release more of them.
Yeah, I think we will release an extended version of Mother Solitude with remixes and demos that we didn't use for the third album, but songs that I really like. But maybe we will publish these songs with an extended version, I guess, I think for up April or March.
So are these the remixes that have already been released on your Bandcamp? Because I have like a remix album from Mother Solitude that's like this Sorcier remix, I think, and maybe I think there may be some other ones on there. I know there's like a club mix as well.
Yeah, yeah. Adriano loves to make, when he publishes a single, he likes to put like two remixes with it, one or two. Um, he basically make this for the DJs, sorry. Um, so yeah, so we published two singles, Salome and the Mother Solitude, and yeah, and then the full album.
Okay, I guess I just felt like there was more than that because there was a bit of a time between everything, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not a complaint really. It gave us a lot of time to get to know it and just like be anticipated for it. I was definitely excited to like, oh my god, this whole record is finally released. Like, what else is in here? um, but yeah, I also appreciate that Adriano makes all the club mixes for DJs because
Yeah.
I get to play them on the dance floor, and
Yeah.
they're great. I played the Mother Solitude Sorcière remix like I, could, I think I found it on Bandcamp like the day it was it was released, and I immediately just like swooped it up and played it at my first IRL club gig in Portland, which was a couple months ago, or first IRL gig back from COVID anyway. But yeah, which brings me to my next question. Oh, and
Okay.
everyone loved it, is what I was also going to say. The dance floor like lit up. Everyone loved
Cool.
it.
Cool.
um, but anyway, yes. So my next question is, how has uh, COVID impacted you? Are How has it changed the way you make music, and how do you think it will impact things in the future for you with music anyway?
Actually, yeah. Actually, we basically COVID arrived when we were launching, when we were about to do concerts. So since everything was canceled, we couldn't do that. But during the first lockdown, we made music videos. We made Listen to Oblivion, the single Listen to Oblivion. And Adriano was in Italy, I was in France, and we could work together in the distance. So yeah, well, with the lockdown, I had the time to do these music videos, so maybe it changed this. And yeah, we made some live concerts at home, and I really don't know the future because we we have a concert in March in Munich with Hante, and we are super happy of it. And I really hope that it will remain. Yeah.
Yeah, the COVID situation, obviously,
Yeah.
frequently changing. No one is able to predict that really.
Yeah.
Even like this past week, things have gotten really bad again. So
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of hope for a while that things were, returning to normal and the clubs were open. The clubs here
Yeah.
took a very long time to reopen. Like we were one of the
Mhm.
last American cities to reopen. They weren't open until like July at all. Like
Mm.
even outdoor events, like there was no music at all, which is
Wow.
like I thought was like I wasn't like thinking that was a bad idea. Like I understood why it was in place and all, but we were definitely one of the last American cities to reopen, and like some
Mm.
places never even totally shut down. Uh, but
Mm.
I guess it's all just very dependent on where you are, right? Yeah, right now there's talk of more restrictions being put in place. The numbers are crazy again. It's like seems like it will never
Yeah.
end. But
Yeah.
that's great that it was an opportunity for you to kind of work on things that like sparking more of the video interest. It sounds like I
Yeah.
also experienced that. I feel like a lot of us became video experts at this point. It's like this
Yeah.
is the content we can work with right now.
Mm.
But yeah. So you said you were about to start playing shows when COVID hit, because you had just
Yeah.
released your first album, like probably not that long before all of this
No, no, no.
started.
It was on the summer of 19, and we had one concert in the autumn in Paris. And actually, at the time, I was busy with something else. And then we were supposed to make a concert in the spring, and it was over. The spring of 2021.
Yep, a lot of us didn't get a lot of opportunities that we wanted at that time. I had to
Yeah.
cancel my first tour ever. It was like 3 weeks out. It was
Oh
very,
là là.
very disappointing. But
Yeah.
that's an old story, and now we may have to face it again. As we've started to announce shows. Things are already canceling. I know in some places in Europe it's like total lockdown, right? I think it's like the
Yeah.
Netherlands or something. It's like they've already shut all the clubs down again.
In France, they shut how do you say the clubs, but um, we can go to theater and to concerts for now. But I don't know if it's going to change.
Yeah, it seems like it might be a while until things actually
Yeah.
return to normal. um, womp womp. All right, let's go to the next question here. Uh, so all of that is a bummer, but hopefully things will return at some point, and you'll be able to play shows.
Yeah,
Were you
we hope so.
actually were you able to play any shows like during this period that was like reopened?
No, no, because I'm in a company. I as an actress, and I was very, very busy with this show. And well, now it's over. So I want to give more time to Echoberyl, and yeah. So we will have a show in January in Paris, and this show in March, and we will see for something else.
So what is the plan for what you're working on right now?
For Echoberyl,
Or in general, but yeah.
well, we want to do this extended version for this spring, and now I have some ideas about the fourth album, but it's very vague for now. Um, I don't know yet exactly what we're going to do.
Okay, no problem. um, all right. So does the chat have any questions for us right
Yeah.
now? Because we're going to get into the listening portion of this
Yeah.
presentation, which means I'm
Okay.
going to play each track, and then
Mhm.
Cecilia is going to tell us a little bit about uh, whatever about the track, really. So we are going
Okay.
to, we're actually going to skip Mother Solitude and play the club mix last because
Okay.
it's the opening track, the regular version, and then there's also a club mix at the end. So
Mhm.
I'm going to play the visualizer for the club mix at the very end of our listening party. So it's actually going to start with track number 2, just so everyone knows. We're skipping the opening track, Mother Solitude, to avoid playing it twice. Okay. Just so that is clear for everyone. So we're going to start with Salome's Suffer Me, and this is the excellent music video Cecilia worked on.
I won't have any regrets. I will kiss you fine, 'cause you were Yucanan. Donne-moi la tête du Yucanan. Sa famille to kiss your mouth. Sa famille to hold you tight.
Okay, so that was Echoberyl's Salome. I'm just going to read a little bit about this character because I looked it up and thought it was interesting. So, Salome, it's a figure that appears in a few different areas of history. It also represents a play. And it's so Salome, the character, it's the story of her dance before Herod with the head of John the Baptist on a silver platter led medieval Christian artists to depict her as the personification of like the lusty woman and a temptress who lures men away from salvation. Christian traditions depict her as an icon of dangerous female seductiveness, notably in regard to the dance mentioned in the New Testament. Okay. So Salome, it comes up in culture like throughout time. It's also, sorry, I know Oscar Wilde has an adaptation of Salome, but is that also the play or is that something different?
No, it's the play, and we partially quoted some sentences of the play. So that's why she sings. "Suffer me to kiss your mouth," because the character of Salome repeats this sentence a lot of times in the play, and the French sentences are from the play. Je veux la tête de Yucanan. He's called Yucanan in the play of Oscar Wilde, not Jean-Baptiste.
Okay. Yeah, I was reading like the biblical representation of Salome. Basically, I'm not sure how that represents to the actual like play or like that work. It seems like the figure of Salome itself like comes up a lot in different elements of art. Um,
Yeah.
So
there are a painting of Salome dated from the 19th century.
So she's basically like the temptress in like the Christian tradition, right? Like that's how the character's portrayed.
Yeah, and well, she fell in love with Yucanan, and she desires him to the point of death.
Okay, so do you want to talk a bit about this song and why you chose this as one of your protagonists?
Yeah, as I told you, I saw this show, this magnificent show, and years ago, and I always thought of this show, and yeah, I wanted to make something about her, and I think I thought it would be very interesting to mix darkwave with Salome. Um, and I think Salome is is I think is it's the last one we recorded, and it was almost improvisations, because it's very, very funny, because in the play, some characters says that Salome is like a lost bird. And one day during summer, a bird came into my house, my mom's house, and he was completely lost, and he didn't want to go out. So this this bird, and Adriano took him in his hand, and then I thought, yeah, we have to do Salome, the lost bird, and that's why I wrote the lyrics in English but without a melody, and Adriano made the music, and he adapted the lyrics I wrote to fit the music.
How long did the video take you to make?
Oh, I think we shot. I think we shot during 2 days, but it was a lot of preparation, because we made. I don't know how to say it. We bought a lot of shit. The green. I don't know. Tissue. Okay, so we bought some materials to make the set, and yeah, it took a lot of time to make the lighting and everything. But yeah, it was 2 days, and then I think 1 day of editing.
Well, the result is very good. I definitely think it's one of the best music videos that was released
Whoa,
over the past year.
thank you. Thank you.
So great work. And I'll definitely include it in my year-end best of as well. But okay, so do you have anything else to say about that track?
No, I can say that I wanted to mix some French with English. I'm French. I've got this French accent, and I just wanted to. And I think that French can have something strange, and that it can work with the atmosphere we wanted to create.
Yeah, I think French works very well with the style of music. I end up playing a lot of specifically French, like dark wave and cold wave, in my shows, because it's a sound that blends really well together. I think the smoothness and like the romance of the French language just has like a natural blend with that sound. It's also, culturally, like basically its birthplace. Like Belgium, France, like Germany. All of those bands were really just headquartered there in the 80s when all this music began. So it makes sense that it's continuing to be popular. All right. This next track, I'm going to try to pronounce Au bout de ses forces.
Ouais, au bout de ses forces.
There we go. That wasn't too bad. Okay, so we're going to listen to that now. So do you just want to tell us a little bit about this track? I know there was a question in the chat that was asking more about how the music was made, like with software, or they mentioned something about perhaps a plugin that was used. I'm not sure how much of that stuff that you can speak to. Maybe you know what software and whatnot Adriano uses. Somebody says, as most of the synth work from software, I see Arturia controllers from your last live garage session. If you can't answer that, that's totally fine. But if you know more about how this synth stuff is made.
Adriano said he used Arturia Mini Brute for basses.
Okay. Does that answer the question out there? I'm not an expert in that stuff either, so
yeah.
I'm also okay. Well, hopefully that answered the question.
He used analog real synths. Yeah. So this is the track I want to make a video for. I think it will be in January with this beautiful girl I met and who will fit perfectly with the song. And it's about a girl in a dark room, and she's dancing. She's dancing alone, and she's just being herself. I think the dark room is a kind of metaphor of her inner being, and she's inside her, and she's being who she is in real. So basically, it's just about being yourself and dancing for yourself.
We are going to move along to the next. It is Swamp King.
Okay. Yeah.
Back.
just want to tell us a little bit about the track? It seems like it's a bit more like darkwave, post punk oriented than
Yeah,
well, the
yeah,
last one definitely, which is more like driving cold wave for the dance floor sound. I haven't played that
yeah,
one out
yeah,
yet, but I'm gonna have to. But this one is a little bit. You can hear more of the post punk influence.
yeah, yeah. It's the more post-punk like song of the album. Yeah. Swamp King is the only male character in our third album, and Adriano wanted to make a song about the Swamp Thing. The comic from the 70s. So he wanted to
Oh, I
make a
know.
song. Yeah, okay. uh, yeah, this song is about nostalgia, about the time passing and the regrets and getting old. And Ari wrote the lyrics, and I really love these lyrics. I think Ayana makes a very beautiful work uh, for them, for us, sorry. And yeah, it was a pleasure, and I think it's one of my favorite. This one.
Yeah, I don't go into the picking of favorites here because there's a lot of great tracks on this album, but
Yeah.
you can pick favorites. um, so, but you don't have plans to release this one as a single, though. It seems like those are more like the driving, like the dance floor tracks, kind of seem like where the singles are headed. Well, that's not true. Before Night Falls, that's like that's not a dance floor track. I guess Mother
No, and Blue
Solitude and
Ophelia. No,
not,
no,
not that one either. Has Blue Ophelia been released as a single?
no, no, no.
Oh, you're just saying other tracks on the album that don't have a dance vibe. Yes, got it.
Yeah, yeah. I was meaning this.
Okay, so do you have anything else for Swamp King?
No, I think that's it. I think we will do maybe we will do the music video with Fabio Lovino, who made Broken Pieces. Um, yeah, we hope so.
And is that just because you're wanting to work with this person again, or
Yeah,
you need a
Fabio
little bit
Lo-
of a break from making the videos, perhaps?
no, because Fabio Lovino is one of the dearest friends of Adriano. And well, he's living in Rome, and we love him so much, and it was a great pleasure to work with him. So we just want to do it again, and I think the Swamp King will be a great song to for Fabio.
All right, so we are going to get into
Dame en Rouge.
the Dames Rouge. Sorry, that's the
Yeah.
better way to say it.
Venu d'ailleurs, d'un autre temps, depuis des siècles, vagabondant, caché dans l'ombre, fuyant le jour, elle se présente, la dame en rouge. S'immisçant dans la nuit, elle
can say that Adriano improvised like four creepy chords that sounded so strange, and I said, okay, maybe we can make a song from it. And I wanted to make a song about a film called Daughters of Darkness from Harry Kumel. It's a movie from the 70s. It's a kind of B movie with a lady vampire. It's about the Countess Bathory who killed a young woman to stay young and beautiful. Yeah, so it's a movie with the French actress Delphine Seyrig, and I really love this actress. And so I wanted to focus on this lady vampire, and I basically copied the dress that Delphine Seyrig was wearing in the movie. So the red dress is almost the same, um, almost the same in the movie. This long dress, red dress.
Yeah, I've seen the photo that you're talking about.
Yeah,
The one in the water.
yeah. So yeah, we and I wanted to make it French, to have this creepy and strange atmosphere.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely has a spooky atmosphere. Like I can sort of
Yeah,
hear like the horror vibe a little bit there.
yeah,
Um, so it was improvised essentially,
yeah. I
and
think
then
this
became a
song is
track.
the yeah. I know that this song is the strangest song of the album. It's I don't know. It's not conventional. Yeah, we made it very special. It was a kind of experimental.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull up this red dress here that you were talking about. But in the
Yeah.
meantime, do you want to talk a little bit about the interest and the influence of David Lynch, since you had mentioned that a bit in your bios and whatnot? So we had a question also. What is your favorite David Lynch movie as well?
Oh, uh, recently I watched again Mulholland Drive, and I really love the series of Twin Peaks. Um, I loved Blue Velvet as well. I really love Sailor and Lula. No, it's in English it's Wide at Heart, because in French it's Sailor and Lula. And I really love this crazy love story. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's the atmosphere. It's the way that David Lynch is creating with his unconscious side, and I love the fact that some things are not logical. Uh, I love the taste. I love the characters. I love that in the Why That Hurt, when this actress was compared to a broken doll. I don't know the scene when there is a car crash, and they are helping this young woman. I don't know if you know what I mean. This scene in Why That Hurt.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, okay. Uh, yeah, I love the. Can we say the craziness? I
Yeah,
love.
that works.
Okay, so I love the craziness of David Lynch.
Yes, perfect. All right. So your favorite you said is Mulholland Drive, though, if you had to pick one.
No, I think I would say Sailor Elula, Wide at Heart, sorry, Wide at Heart, because I watched it several times. But yeah, I would say this one because yeah.
Okay. So I brought up the La Dame en Rouge dress here, just so people could see. That's what's on the screen, just for you out
Yeah.
there. If you're wondering why this picture overtook my face, that is what that is. Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I noticed that you dress very like very French.
Oh, thank you.
I just left a day job in like clothing writing, so all of the stuff you wear definitely it has like a European flourish. Like
Okay.
I look at this and it's very I can tell it's like French made. Maybe it's not. I don't
Okay.
know, but it's a great style. Is what I'm saying. It's a compliment.
Thank
All
you.
right. Let's see. And there I am again. Um, but yeah, I love that the concepts go so far deep into like even like creating these characters and like having these photo shoots. What was that photo shoot like? Was it meant to? It's not turning into a video or anything. It was just like a promo photo shoot for that song, or just for fun, or
Uh oh, it was yeah, for everything, I guess. Actually, I have to say that we shot all the photos in with an analog camera because I wanted to learn how to use an analog camera, and yeah, we made all the photos, and it was very new for us to do that. But I think it brings something special, and this strange side we wanted our image, for the image of the third album.
yeah, I love that you all do your own like artistic representations of your work too. Like you're making pretty much all of your own videos. You've got this whole aesthetic built, and are producing yourself as like part of the art as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we are going to get into the next track, which I believe also features a guest on it, which we'll talk about in a second. But this is The Siren
Yeah.
and the Ghost.
Yes.
She's crossing the
that this track was actually inspired by podcast I listened to about the Titanic and the discovery of the Titanic when they found the boat. And when I was listening this podcast, I was imagining a kind of love story between a ghost and a siren. And I wanted the siren to free this ghost. And then I thought about Gloria because she's got something very mysterious. I really love her as an actress and as a singer and composer, and she can do a lot of things. She's very talented, and I really wanted to work with her. And so she accepted our proposition, and I was very happy about it. So she is the siren, and yeah, I was very happy to work with Gloria.
So does she have other musical projects, or like what's her main musical thing?
Oh, she's more in ethereal wave, and she's got her own project. I think she had like EPs, and maybe she had one album for sure, and maybe EPs. And her music is very beautiful. It's very soft, very dreamy, very atmospheric, and I like it very much.
I'll have to check that out. So we have another question from the chat, and it's if there are any
Yeah.
plans to release Mother Solitude on vinyl. I know there is a vinyl shortage right now, but I don't know if anything is in the works there.
Well, since now we've got our own label, we basically pay everything, and well, we didn't have the money to make the vinyls, but we are really thinking about doing vinyls for the next album, and yeah, we really want to do this, and I know that now we have to wait a lot to make vinyls. We had to make like 8 or 9 months, so we decided to abandon this idea. But now a lot of people are asking for vinyls, so we definitely consider to make vinyls for the fourth album.
Yeah, so putting up complete upfront cost for vinyl is, probably very expensive. I don't know exactly
Yeah,
how. I mean, it depends how much you're making, I guess, but like probably at least a couple $1,000s, right?
Yeah,
Or
it was
euros.
like $2,000.
Sorry.
It was like 2,000 euros to I don't remember, but there is a minimum, and yeah, it was too much for us for now, because actually we paid the factory for the CDs with the singles, with the money from the singers. So yeah, so maybe I'm sure we will do vinyls. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, it seems like there's a very long wait for making vinyl right now as well. So
yeah.
maybe a while out yet. But would you put this one on vinyl, or would you do like a next release perhaps, or like a
I
compilation
think
of
an
things,
extra
or
release.
next release?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think, yeah, for sure, an extra release with something special, with another cover, with something different, just to make something new.
We have another question from the chat from one of our favorites, Alex Knox. Do you like bands like She Passed Away, Lebanon, Hanover, or Cellophane?
Yeah, actually, I don't know Cellophane, I have to admit. I don't listen to Cellophane, but I like She Passed Away and Le Banon Hanover. Yeah, I like them.
Okay, so let's move on to the next track, Medea's Revenge. This one is another music video.
Okay.
Beyond magic flames, I saw sorceress, a heart is broken. She can't forgive. She seeks some revenge to ease the pain. She used her magic, a poison gift.
Do you want to talk a bit about Medea's Revenge?
Well, as I said, we wanted to um, uh, to use myth, and yeah, I wanted to make Medea. I don't have an explanation for that. I just wanted to to have her in this album.
So it seems like you're just kind of inspired by a lot of mythologies, and maybe Greek mythology makes like a somewhat reoccurring theme in the work. Is this just a reaction to wanting to tell stories through the music, or is there something specifically
Yeah.
about the mythologies and their stories that you want to incorporate?
I think well, it's intense. It's about revenge. I don't know how to say it, but you know, as I said, this album is a kind of journey inside us, and there are monsters and there are things we don't want to see of ourselves. And I think Medea is someone's Oh, Medea, of course. The Medea we adapted is so sadistic. Uh, so sadistic, and she has this. She's about to kill, and it's I don't know how to explain it. It's something maybe we don't want to see about us. A feeling that we don't want to see, we don't want to be aware of. So yeah, maybe. And there is a kind of, in the theater, the kind of catharsis, like watching, I don't know, watching vices on the scene frees us for our own vices when we can watch this for real. I don't know if it's clear what I'm saying. I'm sorry for my English.
No, it's okay. I think I get the point.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know much about the mythology. I looked it up a little bit, like just to see who some of these characters were. Like I knew Ophelia. uh,
Yeah.
I had kind of heard of Madea. Salome was familiar to me. But yeah, I had kind of looked these things up myself. But yeah, it's a story from Greek mythology.
Mm.
All
Well, she's
right.
betrayed by her husband. She's a demigoddess. She's a magician, and Jason, her husband, leaves her for another woman, and she's so mad about it that she send a poisoned dress to the new wife. And when the new wife put the dress on, she dies by burning. It's quite horrible. And then Medea in the myth, but there's a lot of adaptation. In the myth, she kills her own children she had with Jason, just to complete her revenge.
Okay, well, that was super
But
helpful.
it's awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that explains a lot. I did look it up, but it's nice to have it to explain to us. Um, all right, so I think we are ready for the next question, or sorry, the next song, and that is Blue Ophelia. Okay, so we have Blue Ophelia, one of the more down-tempo tracks from the album. Uh, what is the story behind this track?
When I was a teenager, I was kind of obsessed by this poem of Arthur Rimbaud called Ophélie. And this poem is very, very beautiful, and I really love it. And I really love the painting of John Everett Millet. I don't know if you see the Ophélie. Yeah, I was obsessed by this painting and the poem, and I just wanted to make a song about this character, and I think that Ophélie is a very inspiring character, and yeah, the song is dealing with this as well.
I mean, Ophelia, the original Shakespearean goth girl.
Yeah.
Nothing more needs to be said there.
Yeah.
I think I actually know the painting that you're talking about, but only because, do you remember? I don't know if you ever used this. There was like, it was trending a few years ago. There was like a Google Arts app where you put a selfie in, and it compared your face to like its network of art, like existing paintings, and then like said like what percentage of your face looked like a painting. Ophelia ended up, I think that maybe that painting, or maybe there's a bunch of them of her. I don't know. One of them ended up there. Maybe that was the painting.
There is
irrelevant, but I may have seen this painting that you're talking about. All right. And the app thought I looked like it, I guess. Anyway, in this picture like 3 years ago. Fun story. Okay, so this track, so it's, yeah, you explained it pretty well. We have a couple tracks left to go, and then we are going to wrap things up here today. A big thanks to all of you in the chat who have been participating with us. And I'm here every Wednesday with a cast of rotating guests to talk about their music in the realm of dark electronic music, darkwave, EBM, industrial, that sort of thing. I'm really excited to have Echoberyl Cecilia with us today / tonight, depending on where you are, and probably other times in other places, definitely other times in other places. But yeah, a big thanks for joining us here. And we are listening to the full record, Mother Solitude and Other Dark Tales right now, and we're just a few tracks from the end.
I'm true.
Okay, so we have Before Night Falls, and this features Antipole. Is it just on guitars, or did they help write the song as well? What was the collaboration like with them for this?
Adriano sent a few demos to Carl, and actually Carl just picked his favorite demo, and then he made the guitar, and the melody uh, was adapted to Carl's guitar. So we can say that we made the song really together.
All right. Do you want to talk about making the track any more than that?
Yeah, well, this song is about a horse rider in a dark forest, and is completely lost, and he doesn't know which path he's supposed to take, and he just has to hurry because night is coming. And it was a kind of metaphor of life, because in this time of my life, I'm in a kind of transition, and I have to choose what to do. And yeah, it's also about death, life and death, as always. And yeah, this music video was made in a morning, in a very foggy morning, so it was really perfect for the atmosphere. And yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like you brought the fog machine out to your set with you. It's like nature's gift of fog. So, did you
Yeah, it
intentionally
was a gift
pick?
from nature.
Did you intentionally pick like a day that was supposed to be like
No,
that? Is it often very foggy? I mean, I
no,
don't know
no,
where
no,
you
it
filmed
was
it.
no, 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 it was completely luck. We were very lucky because we had these days to shoot the music video, and we said, okay, we have to do it now. And we opened the windows, and oh my god, it's foggy. We have to make it now. So it was foggy only in the morning.
And like old, like long time ago with movies, they used to use fog machines to create smoke, like
Mhm,
in a lot of
mhm,
like the old horror movies and stuff. It's
mhm,
like the smoke is just fog machines, but you can kind of
mhm.
tell it's like if you're, around fog machines a lot, that's what they use. But it's an immense amount of fog, and it's impressive that that worked out for you because it really matches the aesthetic of the track and just the whole feel
Yeah.
of everything. So it worked out great. Do you want to work with Antipole more in the future? Are these just kind of like random collaborations that you're doing with people whose work you enjoy, or do you have any sort of plans for long-term collabs or anything like that?
Oh yeah, we would like to make some more collaboration. That's for sure. Actually, Carl is a very good friend of Adriano, and Adriano loves the work of Antipole, and he really wanted to work with Carl, and that was the occasion. Um, but yeah, we will definitely consider to make more collaborations.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, not that I'm saying that you need to work with other people. I was curious if if you
No,
have plans
it's a
to.
pleasure. It's
Right,
a
right.
pleasure to do this.
So it's always interesting to see which different musical forces can come together and create something new, right?
Yes, yes, of course.
So, okay, unless you have anything else for this one, we're going to talk about Mother Solitude next, and I'm going to play the extended Sorcier remix version of it, which
Okay.
actually isn't on the album. There were like, so I think it's just the club mix that's on the album, right? It's like the
Yeah,
regular version, and
the
then the
conversion.
club
Yeah.
mix is last. But I noticed that you had a visualizer made for the other
Mm-hmm.
remix. So I'm going to play the visualizer for that one. But just so you all know,
Okay.
this version isn't actually on the album. It's the club mix and the regular version. Club mix is also a fantastic remix. I've played both the regular club mix and like the Sorcier remix, which I'm about to play now. Um, So we have Echoberyl's Mother Solitude to wrap things up tonight/today/afternoon, maybe some places. um, and that was a special remix version, La Sorcière remix. It was not actually featured on the album. We just listened to the full album of Mother Solitude and Other Dark Tales. And the club version and the original version of this track are both included on the release itself, but this remix actually was released on the Mother Solitude Special Edition single release on Bandcamp. I'll post a link to that here in the chat in a second. But I found this on Bandcamp like the day it was released. It just happened to come out when I was looking for tracks for my first gig back from the pandemic. I was playing in Portland, and I came across it, and I can't really explain the level of enthusiasm I felt when I first heard it. It was like, it's very rare that I get very like like,
Wow.
wow, what is this about a track? And I mean, I was already following your page because I had been a fan of your previous works and whatnot, but this was definitely like on another level for me. It was like, wow, this is going to be like an instant dance hit. Like, if it's not like one of the biggest alternative singles of the summer, like, I don't know, I'm just going to quit DJing.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, no, it's definitely like, if not one, like my favorite, like one of my favorite tracks that has been released in the past year for sure. I think it's
Wow.
just really well done. Has like a very catchy hook that draws you in, and it doesn't sacrifice its accessibility for like the depth of the track. Like everything is just very good about it, is what I'm trying to
Oh,
say.
thank you.
So yeah, definitely great work. I mean, I love all of the tracks on this record. I think it's a really solid release altogether, and it just really displays a lot of your versatility and just the different depths of your sound, from the post punk and darkwave end of things to the heavier sort of electronic cold wave meets like almost kind of EBM. So we can call it EBM at points. Like, I think in this last track, there is that definite presence there. And I mentioned this earlier, but I did play it for that first gig in Portland back, and I think that was one of the biggest responses I got from people. So definitely a round of virtual applause for Mother Solitude. And I think that the club mixes, I mean, I love remixes. I'm a DJ. I get to mess around with them more. There's more beats to play with. But just, yeah, the whole track is really great. Oh, I didn't link this like I said I was going to. But yeah, this version is released only on this exclusive single version. I'm extremely hyped about it, obviously. But yeah, no, it's very rare that I get that feeling when I'm just like browsing through random things, I mean, I expected it to be good because I was already familiar with your work at this time, but it definitely blew me away, and it's rare to have that reaction. So when I do, I got to lay on the praise.
Wow.
So, I mean, I don't know
Thank you so much. I think
if you want
Adriano
to
will
talk
be very
about it all
happy.
now.
So this character of La Sorcière, the Mother Solitude. So the song was written by Ariana. She wrote half the songs of the album, and we work together, and we collaborate, and usually I write some notes about what I see with the song, who is the character, and what is the story, the emotions, and everything. And then she writes the lyrics. And for this character, I was inspired by the figure of the Baba Yaga, the Russian witch. But I was also inspired by a movie I used to watch when I was a kid. It's Kirikou and the Sorceress. It's a French animated movie from Michel Oslo. And maybe you saw it when you were a kid, because we've got the same age, I think. We are the same age.
It doesn't sound familiar to me, but I may have come across it.
And there is this sorceress, Karaba, who
When is it from?
it's French, and
Sorry, when is it from? Like, when was it released?
it was in the 19th. It was I think in 1998. I think around this. We I was a kid.
I may have come across it,
Okay.
but it's inspired by this.
Yeah, it was an inspiration because she's powerful. She's central. She's she's got failures and she lives alone um, and yeah, I wanted to create a character between the Baba Yaga and Karaba, and to make our own character, of course. Yes, someone wrote this in the chat, Kirikou and the Sorceress.
Yeah, I see it now. It doesn't look familiar to me, but I'll have to check this out later.
Just have to say one thing. I think someone asked for the movie with the lady vampire in the chat, but it was a way ago. The movie is Daughters of Darkness by Harry
Daughters
Kumel.
of Darkness. Right?
Yes.
Okay. That sounds familiar to me for some reason. I don't really watch vampire movies. Sometimes for like getting visuals and stuff, I'll like comb through things on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So lots of movie recommendations from Echoberyl tonight. I like it. All right. Does anyone have anything else from us in the chat? Otherwise, we are going to wrap things up here today. A big thanks for everyone who joined us. And you can catch this on VOD later. I'm not sure if there will be mutes or not, but I will do my best to get an edited version up for you to catch up with later if you missed it. And yeah, thanks to Cecilia Dassonneville. I'm trying. I took French for like 2 years, but it's been such a long time now. It's like practically. I can remember how some of the words are pronounced, but anyway. Yeah, so please do check out this full record, Mother Solitude and Other Dark Tales, released on Echoberyl's own label, Mother Solitude Records. Actually, I'm curious. I have one more question for you now that I'm wrapping things up myself. Do you have any other plans to release like other bands on this label of yours?
Yeah, actually, Adriano is very prolific, and he wants to produce other music projects. And so we auditioned 2 guys to make two projects. And we are about to release singles with them. And we will see after how it works. But we are very happy to have met those 2 guys.
That's great. I'm excited to see what that develops into. I think I saw that you had 3 releases now. It was like the Fluid Ghost released.
Yeah.
Your most recent
Alva
release.
Uno.
And that was the other release.
Yes,
that
there is Flute Ghost, Alva Uno, and Echoberyl.
Okay, so these people that you auditioned, that you were just talking about, that's that release.
What? Alva Uno? No, it's
yeah.
another one.
Oh,
No,
it's
Adriano
yours.
is Alva Uno is just Adriano and a friend.
Oh, okay. Just
Fluid
another
Ghost
of his
is,
projects.
yes.
I got it.
Fluid Ghost is only Adriano, and then we are going to have 2 guys.
But you do have plans to, actually
Yes.
accept like submissions and whatnot and publish work from other people.
Yes. Yeah, but Adriano wants to produce. He wants to compose because he's too prolific for me. I can't follow, so he will have.
That doesn't seem like a problem. Too prolific.
Yeah, too prolific.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone has their own limitations of how much time and energy they're able to put into any project. And it
Yeah.
seems like you have a lot going on in your life beyond music too.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
I didn't know you were an actress. That was a fun fact. All right. Well, thanks for telling us about the label a little bit more. I meant to ask about that earlier. But yeah, so a big thanks to everyone who tuned in today. And yeah, please do check out this full record, Mother Solitude and Other Dark Tales. We just got to hear the behind the scenes scoop of all of those dark tales, and there are a lot of them. This is definitely an album for storytelling and also for excellent dark wave, cold wave, EBM, post punk vibes. So if you're into that sort of stuff, and if you've gotten this far in the interview, you probably are. I recommend that you check out these links in the chat to listen to this record. Please support it if you can. Supporting the artist right now, especially as things are shutting down again, very important. And I believe, do you have merch up there as well? Like, do you have physical merch?
Yeah, we've got t-shirts, and we are going to have more because Adriano is also a graphist. I told you he's very talented, and now he's making a new t-shirt. So we will see. And yeah, we've got the CDs, of course.
Cool. So Mother Solitude is available on CD and individual
Yeah.
and digital format.
Yeah.
And they've got some shirts and other things in store for merch on the Bandcamp too. So if you're wanting a little bit more Echoberyl, that's a nice place to check out. They also have social media accounts everywhere. I'm impressed with the scope of these accounts. They're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. They have their own website with all sorts of information. There's lots of things to check out. So please give Echoberyl some love. I'll post all of their links here again in a second. And yeah, a big thanks to Cecilia for joining us.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Brittany, for the invitation. That was a real pleasure. And I want to thank everyone in the chat because I read all the messages, and it's very nice, very encouraging.
That's good. Well, you should be encouraged because the music is amazing. All of your videos are amazing. Really, just everything you're doing is amazing. Not trying to let it get to your head too much, but please keep doing everything. Okay, great. So we are
Thank
going to
you.
switch now to our little closing slide. And yeah, thanks for tuning in with us today.
Bye.
Bye.
A light